Marie Lora Mungai, and I'm the founder and CEO of Buni TV. Buni TV is a leading video-on-demand platform for high-quality African content. So we are on the web and we are also on mobile, both on the mobile site and on an app. We've been very successful actually at addressing an African audience. So 60% of our audience currently comes from Africa, which is quite unusual for video-on-demand services. We have had, since the beginning, close to 1 million unique visitors, and we register very good traffic. We're about to launch our subscription service. So far, we've only released the free content. So we'll be distributing full-length feature films and TV shows. We are coming actually from being content producers ourselves. The parent company of Buni TV is Buni Media. So we produce a lot of television, and we're getting into films as well. So we look at this from the point of view of content producers, and we do want to make the service available to content producers and help them find new audiences across the continent.
You've been doing a series of comedy programs in a slightly different form for the Buni TV platform. Describe what those are and why you chose to do them in the way you did.
So first experiment with producing custom content for our own platform. So we come from a place where we produce a very popular political satire show in Kenya called the XYZ Show. So that's the most popular content we have on our platform at the moment. With one episode can get up to 30,000 views in a couple of weeks. And so we know that our core audience likes that kind of content. So we experimented with creating a series of low-cost improv comedy skits. We did 2 seasons of 40 episodes each, about 5 minutes, actually from 2 to 5 minutes, to cater to this audience we already had. So it was a very interesting experiment. We were able to see what works, what doesn't. If you have sex in the title, it works, even if it has nothing to do with that, if it's just a joke. But we don't yet know what to make out of this information. I'm sure you're not surprised, but it is so true. We're still trying to wonder how that can be useful. But also something that we really noticed and that we know and we've known and we apply that in our business is that if you push the content properly, if you market it properly, if you tell people you will like this because of this reason, watch it, they do watch. If you don't push it, they do not watch. So
presumably because they trust you at a certain point.
Yes, but there's also the aspect of curation, and they just need to know more. You know, that's something that that's a very big problem on the African market for video, is that it's very difficult to let people know what's out there and why they should watch, especially for African content. So that's something we do, we take very, very seriously. And so we noticed that this way. And the new experiment that we did about a week ago is when we released a film that was a feature film. It was banned in Cameroon, called The President, and we released it for a week for free on Buni TV. And this time we organized really a proper campaign with you know, press releases in French and English sent to more than 600 people, a whole social media campaign. We redid the teaser, we aired it on Kenyan television, we created posters and banners. And that worked extremely well. We got a lot of results, the first one being 8,500 views for that film in 1 week, which is the equivalent of 42 cinema screenings. And that's a film that could not reach its audience at all. It's also a bit of an intellectual film. So, you know, we could have expected some people to be bored by it. They were not. All the feedback was positive, and that's because we made it exciting. We explained to people why they should watch it. So that's something that's very important on this market, is build the audience, build the awareness, and market the content properly. In terms of the business model for producers to monetize their content, something needs to be very clear, is that we're not offering the only solution, and you should not look at VOD or mobile or online distribution as what is going to fund your content. It's not like that anywhere in the world. It might become like that in an advanced market like the US, but even there, it's not yet the case. There's been maybe 3 or 4 or 5 things done like that. It's very new. So what we constantly tell producers is that you need to look at every type of funding and every type of distribution. So you need to do the whole thing. I mean, if it's a film, you start at festivals, and then you try to get theater distribution, you sell to TVs, you know, pay TV, free TV, you do windows, you go to different territories, and you do online. So we're there to add to the pile, and because of what online is going to become, it's going to change everything else. It's going to impact the rest. There's going to be more competition and probably in general more money put into content, especially in a fast-growing market like Africa. So that's the first thing. In terms of business model for us, so we're going the opposite route of Pierre, which is the subscriptions. And there are reasons for that. Advertising hopefully will become possible in a few years, but currently it's just not possible. It doesn't work for many reasons. You need to have a lot of viewers. The budgets are very small. You need to know a lot about your audience to be able to target advertisers. So at the moment for us, there's nothing we can do with that. Subscriptions is good because then it's hard cash that you get. The thing is, how do you get people to pay, right? So it's all about content. That's why we also produce our own content. If you have sticky content, that's exciting. It will keep people on the platform. That's not new. I mean, Netflix is there and doing it and proving that it's true. So that's also what we do. You have also different categories of people that you can charge differently. So for us, it's almost like we'll have two different business models. The one basic monthly unlimited subscription that might be more accessible to the diaspora or to people in the continent who are comfortable with a good computer and a good connection. But we'll also explore how we can monetize an audience that will only be accessing the content through mobile devices and who might have a lot less money to spend on content. We want to get these people into the act of buying, even if it's tiny amounts. So the prices you were mentioning, we're looking at the same kind of amount, and basically it's finding the African equivalent to iTunes 99-cent song. And it's very possible, and if you do that and you have an easy way for people to pay, which could be airtime or operator billing or premium SMS, the way you want to call it. Yes, you have to deal with mobile operators. Yes, they're greedy. Yes, it's terrible. However, this will also change. And what is very important for us is what is seamless to the consumer. Because once you get them to pay, then you've won half the battle. Then you can twist everything else and go back to the mobile provider, say, look, we're bringing you this, be nicer to us. So that's what we're doing. And of course, all the other ways of payment, M-Pesa, blah, 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 bank transfers. We have to try everything until maybe 5 emerge. We'll be very happy when that happens, but we'll experiment. Who knows right now what is going to become dominant.
You've developed a platform that has gained a set of interesting numbers. What has worked for you in terms of connecting?
Especially in a market like Africa, there's still a very strong connection to physical stuff, right? And it's good, and we should use that. So, but I'm even talking about TVs as physical objects of, people watching together. It's still something that's going to happen, and even though we're proposing now different options, the power of television will stay on for a very long time. So for us, who are lucky enough to be very well established in Kenya and to have, through the show that we have on the air, some free advertising spots. So one of the reasons why we're so well known in Kenya is because we do traditional advertising on television, and this is just, you cannot compare to anything you will do online. So because this is so successful, when now we sign other content in other countries, we want to use our knowledge and how to use that to get some spots through partners in other countries and keep promoting our brand. This is big because you also build credibility with your audience, besides brand awareness, like, oh, they're on TV, they're real. It's really, it's the real deal. Another thing that we'll do to bank on that need for physicality is that we want to organize screenings. We want to go talk to with actually TV stations and broadcasters to be the place where people can find their content digitally. So everybody wants to build their own platform. Everybody's thinking about it. I tell them, okay, but it's going to take you a year, 2 years. You're going to go through the same learning curve that we did. We're already there. So while you figure out that that's indeed what you want to do because it's a different business, why don't we do it? And we're non-exclusive anyway, so we can always find ways to work together. So we will be working with these people, and then we will leverage their influence. So if it's a channel in South Africa, which we're hoping to do soon, then they have their own advertising space where they can say, find our content online on Buni TV. So they're promoting their content and they're promoting us, and obviously their content will be rendered on our platform and they'll be included in all the marketing that we do. So it's really a partnership that is beneficial for both, because they'll have their TV revenue anyway. They just don't, they need to monetize, they need to figure out a way around digital, and we can help them do that. So if we can use that as a template with a lot of other content providers or even an individual filmmaker, we tell them, listen, we will promote your content, but we can only be as successful as how much effort you will put into it. Have you already built an audience or not? Are you already on social media? Have you built a mailing list of, you know, people who are interested in your work? Some don't push their content. There's only so much we can do. If we get together and we push it together, very successful. We had one of the first things we did when we launched, we had a short film from an unknown Tanzanian filmmaker who had just finished film school in Canada, but because he's very savvy and he's also a journalist, he and I together, combining all our efforts, his short film got more than 6,000 views in a few weeks. And there's nothing special. It's a good film, but you know, so it is possible. But and it's mostly free, but it is a lot of time. And as you said, you know, you have to do it well and strategic, and it's a certain set of skill. Not everybody has that. So for content providers who are independent and who don't have that, ally yourself with someone who can do that with you, because today you cannot escape it.